Welcome back to the 2011 U.S. Amateur Championship. We're here at Stoker's Billiards in Palm Harbor, Florida. I'm J.R. Calvert with Inside Pool Magazine. Joining me in the booth is Freddie Agnear. How you doing, Freddie?
I'm doing great here, JR. Glad to be here. Fantastic place here at Palm Harbor in Florida, just north of Clearwater. Got a great matchup coming up here. Ron Park won the winner's side, so he's undefeated so far. Ernesto Bayuau came through with a tough win over David Uwate. Both Dave and Ernesto battled back and forth, and I think there was only one shot, one game that really turned the tide for Ernesto, and David Uwate played a 4-9 cutback combination and hung the 9-ball, gave Ernesto an easy out there, and Ernesto only won 7-5, I believe, so that was a big swing game. Tough matchup. Ernesto deserves to be here. Great tournament for David, our friend David Uwate. Ernesto to break. Ron won the lag, choosing 9-ball.
Gonna drift right in the side. Ooh, and it even missed a kiss. Nice. Got away with one there, I think.
Ernesto's got that power stroke that I think that if he's only a league player, and I don't know if he's only a league player, he's got that stroke that says that he's got all kinds of levels beyond what he's shown so far. What do you know about Ron Park?
Well, Ron Park actually won, I believe, the inaugural U.S. Amateur Championship back in 1994.
Wow.
I believe this is the 18th edition of this tournament, and he's been, I think he's
around the block. He's been around the block.
Well, he says he's been playing 50 years, but then again, he says he's only owned one cue in his life. I think he got 2 in his bag, so I don't know whether he took our stat sheet here seriously, folks.
It seems like it'd be impossible for him as a pool player for all these years to have only owned one cue. But let's see what it looks like. If it's something like a Palmer or a Balabushka, maybe I could believe it, or maybe an Adam, I don't know. But it looks fairly new.
It sure does.
Ernesto played a safety here, and he gives a shot to Ron to kick at. Ron kicks it well. Nothing going on here. Safety back. What's the race to in the finals here, JR?
Well, the format's pretty interesting. We were going to 7, but we're going to extend that race to 11. And the way they do this is they've chosen to choose 13 games of 9-ball, or play 13 games of 9-ball first.
13 games?
And then 8 games of 8-ball. And that'll give us 21 games.
Wow, okay.
So somebody will win. It might be 11-10, you never know. But we're
going to be 11-0.
Well, we did see a whitewash. We saw a bagel already get delivered today. We're not going to say much more about what happened in that match. He
hasn't hit this ball hard enough. I think he's going to give up ball in hand. He got the hit, but didn't hit a rail.
Certainly did. And it's important in any match, and I think the finals more important because your opponent is generally a formidable opponent.
Right.
To win that first game and not to show any weakness.
It's huge because the mental game will work on you. Everything else works on you. Ernesto, early on in the last match, he was a little bit shaky in the first 2 or 3 games, for those of you who watched it, and he did say that the heat underneath the lights, there's a lot of lights on the final table here, he said they were a little uncomfortable. Ron Park has been practicing in the corner where it's presumably cool and damp, so this is actually Ron's first game underneath these lights all day, I believe, and it looks very bright and very hot underneath there.
It really does, and it is hot. Not much you can do. Pretty much where there's light, there's going to be a little bit of heat that goes along with it.
The good news is that normally means you'll be a little bit drier, but if you're not used to it, it's going to take a game or two to get there. Played a good safety here if he was playing safe, but I thought he was shooting straight at that ball, to tell you the truth.
Oh, he was shooting straight at it. It's just that he played it in a way that he was going to get off. He was trying to play the cue off the 4 or the 8 for the 4, and he just happened to miss the 3.
There's no reward here if Ron happens to make this ball, so he's just going to try to kick to make it or hit it, and there's still no reward no matter what happens here.
Yeah, he wasn't going to risk any type of jump shot or anything that was going to, increase the chances of knocking that 8 loose of the 4. He's going to make Ernesto earn it.
Earn this one. You get this funny situation here where he's got an opportunity to draw right into these 2 balls, but the reward, again, is kind of shaky. There's no automatic reward here.
Well, interesting point about Ernesto on his bio sheet. He says his favorite game is one pocket. And here he's been forced to play 8-ball and 9-ball for the national championship here.
You know, it is interesting because we've now watched him play a few stroke outs here, and I don't know that there was a one pocket stroke in him. I mean, he looks like he's all 9-ball to me.
He breaks the balls like a
he's the best breaker. He's the best breaker here in the house today, this weekend.
I think he's the best breaker in his finals, of course.
For sure.
Ron breaks pretty good, but I think Ernesto got him beat.
His first game has turned into a strategic battle. There's no bank here. Playing a good safe.
He played a smart safe, real smart safety.
Pretty good speed control. I think he's left him a lick on the left side. Just a hair of paint.
I think he's left him the entire ball.
Oh, has he really?
Well, no, you're right. It's a little bit less than that. But I think it's a built-in safety if he makes the hit here. Even if he hits it thick, he puts it up into the 6-7.
Unless he scratches. Well, it's not hard to scratch like that. So
it's actually the thing you got to make sure you don't do. It's gonna scratch.
Right. Start with that.
Whatever you've decided, it's going to scratch, and then start changing your English appropriately. Well, the 6 goes by the 7. He's probably going to zigzag here.
Right. As a right-hander, you'd zigzag. As a left-hander, you'd go to the other side and put it there, two double the corner up top. You're a left-hander, JR, is that right?
Left-hander, I'd put the ball right beside the 6.
Correct.
Roll a flat ball, hit below the side pocket right at that piece of chalk, and go towards the 5. And that way I'd come off the bottom rail straight at the 6.
As a right-hander, you'd be zigzagging. So this is smart. He actually figured to take a look to see if that's even a better shot for him. He could stretch out. It's not much of a stretch if he decides to stay on the right side of the table, but he's going back to the right-hander side, go back and forth.
Exactly.
The only problem going back and forth like this is you've committed to only going so far down table, whereas if you go the other way, you can at least get it below half the table. This becomes an interesting shot, trying to go back and forth and miss the 7, I guess.
I feel like I'm looking down.
I wouldn't even put this one in the radar, to tell you the truth.
I totally disagree with this.
But he got away with it. I think he bumped it, and he's
I think he got
a
past.
shot.
Yeah. You know, that combo looks straight on right now. You might be able to play the combo, carry him to 5 up table, nameplate behind the 6-7, and draw the cue back into this corner pocket.
You know, on that last shot, there seemed to be 2 obvious shots, one good for the right-hander, one good for the left-hander, and then he switched to a third shot, and then one stroked it, and away he went.
Oh, look at this, a moving combination carom.
And safety. I mean, everything went right there.
That looks like the old one-pocket shot where you bank back into the moving cue ball, and it
That's right. That's the
follows through it and then spins back to a position. Yeah.
Right.
Mike Massey showed me that shot about 20 years ago. This he has to play protection on, and honestly, if he hits off the bottom rail in between the 6-8 here, he's banking the 5 towards the 9. I think he's this way that he's trying 2 rails here.
2 rails.
He has a shot to mix the balls up, but there's too many balls in the way for him to make the 9, so I think he's just looking for the safety.
Well, the good news for Ron Park here is that even with ball in hand, well, I can't say that. Now that from this angle, it looks like if you had ball in hand, you might play the 5-9 combination. Why not? There goes the flag against the Patriots. Yeah. And he moved the 6. So with ball in hand, I guess you just have to get to the 8 ball.
Sure. Look how far up Ron is on his wrap. He's a big guy. He's not. I mean, he's 6'1",
All right, and
he's all the way up on his wrap.
Arm is forward.
You get a good view at it here.
I don't know if he ever lets go of the stick.
I don't think he does.
Yeah, so he's forward a little bit. And, I thought he
That
knocked
looked
that.
like he missed that.
It did. It was close.
Ron Park is going to take this first game, the final set of the 2011 U.S. Amateur Championship.
1-0. Ron Park. Ernesto Bayuau out from Houston, Texas. Says he's been playing off and on for 17 years.
What's he look, about 22, 23?
They all look young. They all look young.
Everybody looks young to us. Ron's going to come down and inspect the rack. He wants to look at, see if it's tilted or anything.
Yeah. You know, when I see Ron walking around the table like that, he stalks. His footsteps are the stalking type.
He has made the
Ball in the break.
8-ball.
Shot in the
The
one.
two is getting away.
Oh. Did it?
It did. It's the last ball rolling theory.
And
The 4-6 is a decent little combo if he would happen to get have a shot on this one. He's looking and looking.
oh, he's shooting straight at this one ball, I think. Sure.
Okay.
So it'll be the 4-6 combo that that defines this rack.
Now that's one of those combinations where he's going to cut the 4-ball thinner than what he would be cutting it if he was taking it into the hull, most likely.
That's right. So the 4-ball will bounce to the left rail and back out. So he has to try to play position with the cue ball for the 4-ball.
It's going to be the age-old question: inside English or outside English once he gets there.
It looks like he's going to stop this, or maybe roll forward just an inch.
A couple of inches, yeah. I hit this with inside now. I don't go behind a 9-7.
It all depends on whether or not he's thinking if he's going to hit the 7 or not.
Generally, I'm rolling this in. That 4 isn't going to travel too much further after it makes the 6.
Yeah.
Maybe 6
Looks
or 8
like
inches.
if it clears a 7, it looks like he's going to go 2 rails around the 7-9. Oh, there's your inside English and JR. You had it right. Unless the wiggle. No, you're very good.
Let's see how Ron uses the bridge. Let's see what experience, his 50 years of experience, if he's learned
50
how to
years playing
clamp.
pool, one cue stick. Here we go.
He doesn't. Oh, there he goes. He clamped it.
Clamped it down. One hand over the top. We like the one hand over the top, pressed down.
Let's see if he picks his point on this second rail that he's going to hit. He sure just did. That's what exactly you saw.
That's a beautiful call there. He must go all the way across the table.
He's looking at it again. Let's see him.
One more time, yeah.
For those of you at home, he just picked the second part of this, the ending portion of this pattern. I'm sure a lot of our viewing audience knows how to play.
Oh, and you hit it. Look at this. He's perfect.
He's perfect. He missed it. He wanted to be a little bit
lower. He wanted to be a little lower, but he's good.
Ron's going to make his.
He could draw straight back or just punch straight out.
Punch it out.
Yeah, punch it out.
Yeah.
Very nicely done.
And Ernesto is going to give him that.
They can do that in this tournament.
I believe they can. Let's take a moment from our sponsors here. Ron is scratched. Particular thanks to our friends over at Kamui Tips, Kamui Chalk, making the reduced subscriptions price for Inside Pool Magazine subscribers. First 50 people that take advantage of that subscription price on the 1 year or 2 year, those prices are already locked in over at the website, Inside Pool Mag. Purchasing the first 50 people get a voucher for a Kamui Tip, $20 value. So you can get about a $60 value for $27.99. Thank you to Kamui.
So Ron Park scratching the break. The 2-ball lays fairly difficult. So Ernesto played another safe. He's trying for the 3-foul rule. If he cozied that cue ball up to the 3-ball, Ron is forced a 2-rail out. And if Ron doesn't make a hit on this, he'll be on 2. Ernesto has to remind him he's on 2 by world standardized rules. But I don't know that they're playing that here.
No, he does have to remind him.
But they are playing 3-foul rule because in APA 9-ball they do not play a 3-foul rule as far as I know.
Oh, okay.
But it'd be interesting because he's definitely playing for 3 fouls here, so I don't know what the rules are on this particular tournament. We've seen some APA and APA only rules, and we've seen some other rules.
So there might not be 3 fouls in this. We're going to find out real quick,
because if you were a 9-ball player just playing as you normally would, you'd be naturally thinking 3-foul rule. There's so many balls that are clustered here down the left with a 2, 6, 5, 8 that you would think that if the 3-foul rule is in effect, he would play it. But it doesn't look like he's going for 3 fouls, so.
No.
Yeah, so
and
it looks like there is no 3-foul rule. Somebody on the chat line just said, and
we're getting a confirmation on that from the APA themselves. Hasn't really come up too often. I think he is going to play safe here, though.
he needed one more roll to make this a lockup safe. One more roll with the cue ball, but he didn't get there, so he still plays safe, but it's not going to be as easy as it would have been had he rolled forward maybe 1 or 2 more revolutions.
I actually think he's dead on. I'm going to just lock him on the 6. I'm going to move forward a hair on the 6.
Oh,
but I wouldn't want it to be moved down. No, the 8's not in the way.
8's not in the way? Okay.
Yeah, I think he's perfect. He's just getting it solid in his mind because I actually think he might have rolled a hair too far, and he's thinking about how the 6's cue is going to move into the 6.
He's digging low. Yeah, see, it looked. He cut the ball a bit because he was coming off the 8.
Mm-hmm. Well, that looked to me like he was moving into the 6 and he wasn't comfortable.
Right. Well, my Patriots are really doing crappy right now, and Tom Terrific has to come back and have another miracle just to win. They're not going to cover the spread. Well, he jumped over all the balls.
He actually did.
He can't stick his hand out there. He
can't touch it while it's moving.
Right.
He's allowed to catch it if it falls down into the pocket, but it's not advisable.
Yeah, he jumped over everything. Coming over to the 5, he also jumped over the 2, which was what he was trying to hit.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think he's going to slide. I would not go as far as the 4. I would slide over and end up 6-8 inches away from the 4.
Stay towards the middle of the table.
Sure.
And it looks like he shortened up whatever he was thinking in the first place, but he's still digging low. So he's going around the 4, and he missed it. Ernesto, the wheels are starting to loosen up.
And Ron Park steps to the table with a 2-0 lead, and after giving up ball in hand several times in a row, where he normally might have lost a game.
He's got the lead here. Half masse, dying in the corner. Little half masse action there.
Do you hit the 3 up table, or do you take the cue up table on this?
Well, if you can get past the side pocket, I think you have the cue ball up table. But
kind of like the 3 because you can get it in with the 6,
yeah.
5, where the cue you can't get there. It's going to be past the side pocket before you know it. Unless you just nick it and let the cue ball run that same path. This is interesting.
Did the 3 catch the point or something? I'm surprised that it came off of that angle.
It really was a little bit thinner than what I thought it was going to do.
What does that 3-9 look like, JR, if you hit the 3?
If the 3-9 was hit, I would say it would be real close to going to that pocket. They'd have to throw it. See how it looks like it's almost pointing towards the cue?
There he is. He's looking at it now. And I think he's thinking, all I got to do is smash it, and then you got a good shot. But if he hits this with follow, the cue ball could just follow off the 3 ball into the corner pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll dig.
Yeah, I'm going to hit this center ball.
3 into the 9. And it's in the center of the pocket.
Got it.
Trick shot there, probably from the color of money, because they always line up like that.
That's the way it works.
That's just the way it works. That was a big game for.
In between these games, let me also point out, I want to thank the great Stroker staff for doing a great tournament this weekend. Also to remind you that if you'd like to leave the room with a souvenir, a Strokers t-shirt or golf shirt, they are available at the front counter, both t-shirts and polo shirts. So pick them up before you leave the tournament room. Thank you.
That was a big game for Ernesto because it looked like he was getting a little loose there.
T-shirts are just $15 and polos are $20.
Yeah, he was.
Get all you can.
At this point here, he needs to settle in.
Right.
And he needed to get something to happen after it looked like he had total control of the game, and he got outfoxed by Ron.
All right. No balls in the break again, and no shot here either, so push out is imminent. Ron's going to push up table. Where's the 2 ball? I'm thinking I would have pushed towards the 9 ball. I don't like this because it seems too easy for a safety.
I don't know whether he liked anything else.
I can't tell if he looked.
Yeah.
Oh, the bump off the 9 isn't going to favor him unless he gets behind the 3, which he did.
He did. Ron wants to go 2 rails into the back of this 2 and slap it up by the 9 here. Bank it 1 rail by the 3, 9, 2. Trying to keep the
behind
cue.
the 1 ball, as long as he doesn't scratch.
Yeah.
And
he did.
Oh,
he missed it.
And then he made the ball. People are clapping, and Ron already had that hand up gesture.
No, I was playing safe,
I was
folks.
for something completely different. Safety, that's the
He's going to get it past his 8. It's a good shot. That's a great shot.
Ernesto might be able to see this ball. It's really close. If he can't see it, he can at least spin kick it off the end rail. And it looks like he's cutting straight at it.
Does look like
he had a lot of ball. A lot of ball. It actually double kissed up there, and he still got it safe.
Well, if you're Ron, you want to hit the side of the deuce towards the 3 when you come off this rail. Push the 2 into the 6 and let the cue kind of run down table. Well, this might not turn out bad if he gets in behind the 3, but if it isn't, that 2's hanging.
It is hanging, but still a long shot. Not easy to control the cue ball. It'll be traveling a bit. If he slow rolls it, it's all up to the table roll gods.
This is another shot where I really don't high cue this ball. I'm hitting it center ball. This will take off on him, and he'll be more. He knows it, so he'll be apt to follow or use a shorter stroke or a real slow stroke that isn't too accurate.
Right. Yeah. So it looked like then he was playing safe all the way just because of that.
Sure. It really did, didn't it? This is that old draw kick stroke. Ron hits a little bit above the first diamond with a lot of low right and fairly soft, and bends it on in there, and he can, it'll start out going more towards a 4, but bend its way up along the rail, and he should be able to kick this deuce. He'll hit the rail, but send a cue up table. Let's see if he sees that or if he's going to try and thread this needle the other way.
It's tight no matter what.
It's not a hanger.
By any means.
Well, we'll never know. He hits a 3 square in the face.
Well, we got a wide open rack now. Ball in hand. Seems like the toughest shot's going to be the 2 to the 3 ball.
Well, if I was to say, it might be the 3 to the 4. Even though the 4's hanging, look at what he just did.
Right. And he's just a hair to the right of this cue ball, to the three-corner line, but it looks good. He's got he hung it and jawed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that 2 to the 3, that was
ball in hand. It's
get
fair.
It right.
Yeah, he had to be finite about things, and he was very general.
That's right. General and loose.
You can't play over there somewhere positioned with that type of shot waiting for you. Well, there's 2 or 3 shots out here that he could be trying to take a whack at. He could try and make the 4, banking the 3 up and down table. Mm-hmm. He can also try and stuff the cue underneath the 5 or up against the 9.
He's playing safe all the way, and if he gets between the 7 and 6, he got away with it.
He got away with it. Nope. There's a little edge there for Ron to see. Ron's going to step down and see it. What he's going to do afterwards is going to be something different.
And the New England Patriots just got a touchdown on 4th and 8 with about 2 minutes left in the game. Just wanted to throw that one out there. My Patriots are playing so awful. They should be 0-7.
Well, if you're Ron, I think you got to go for this shot. Put it in the hole, you win.
He had a lot of that ball to hit, so I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you.
He tried a safe that was fairly hard, and I thought if he just made the cut on the ball, he was going to miss the 5.
And then everything's wide open. 4 balls virtually hanging because the cue ball is going to the right side of the table.
And maybe he just didn't want to risk it. He didn't feel right about the shot. And that happens. 50 years of experience playing.
Maybe that's right. Then.
If that is the real numbers, Ron. Mr. 1Q. Right.
So here we go. It's another nice safety. He's got a 2 rail out. I guess he could 1 rail, but normally would be a 2 rail here. Is there a 3 rail shot here, JR? I don't think so.
No, there's no 3 rail. His 2 rails on.
2 rails on.
I'm not really a fan of the 2 railer, I'll be honest.
But there's not much to do here. I mean,
this is it, and it sells out immediately. But the thing is, he hit it at least.
Right. And nothing easy here, even though he does have a straight shot at this. To get around the 6, 7, 8 would be pretty tough. If he goes 3 rails, it's tough. And he does go 3 rails.
He hit it like it was hanging.
Yeah, very good. Nice shot. Inside English, 3 railer to the center of the table. So Does he go up and down on here, or does he just slow roll it? I'd be going up and down.
I go up and down. I get a nice crisp hit, keep my line, and he's perfect. Doesn't matter what side of the 5, even if he gets straight. So I think I'd be more, inclined to go ahead and just hit a crisply like he did.
1 rail out. 6 ball is going to go in the side pocket. 7 ball probably will end up in the side pocket as well. Could go in the corner, but I think side pocket's probably on. Let's keep on the. Yeah, he's hit this too hard.
Too hard. He fell into the old trap.
He didn't even look.
That's what I mean. If he had looked, he'd have realized the position zone was the spot down on the other end, where the head spot is.
And now, because of it, now he slings hard.
Just to remind everybody, score is 2-1. In case you're just joining us, favor Ron Park. He's at the table right now. This is the finals of the 2011 U.S. Amateur Championship. We're here at Strokers Billiards in Palm Harbor, Florida.
I think it hit about 75 degrees today, and we're calling it a cold front.
It is.
Should be in the 80s tomorrow.
Well, I think it was a balmy 42 degrees in Pittsburgh today.
Of course. Well, he's got to do something here to keep it in line, and he's done well. Good shot.
And to give everybody an idea what you're watching here, these players, we're down to 2 players that have fought through 2,177 participants at this year's U.S. Amateur.
Very strong.
And Ron Park takes a 3-1 lead.
3-1 lead. Nothing commanding here, though, because neither one of them have been running out. It's been a grind so far, 4 games of grinding action.
Well, you see this sometimes where the players respect each other.
Feeling out.
And there's, they go, and it really lets you see how good, the talent is around our country. The participation is up about 25% from last year.
Is that right?
But the APA is really starting to get behind this tournament, even though it's been around for about 17, 18 years.
It's been around, 17, 18 years? Because 1994, Ron Park, the champion of this tournament.
Looking to get a second trophy.
It's quite a spread.
It's quite a spread in years between
first and
he
hasn't won it twice, right?
He has not won it twice, but think about just the fact that you could be there 20 years later,
right?
That's Irving Crane type numbers where
right.
you
40 years of world championship. But although I do have to say pool is more of a young man's game than an old man's game, it's not physically taxing, so you don't have to run 100 meters at 9.5 seconds to be a champion at this game.
And then again, Stephen Hawking himself probably couldn't figure out how to get out in some of the outs that we've watched some of our champions get out.
That's right, because this is still a physical game. You actually have to do something with your arms, legs, and the rest of it is mental.
There's, problem-solving techniques, pattern play, position play.
It all comes with experience.
Safeties. And what's so amusing is you get a game like this that requires all that thinking and all that, know-how, and still it's dwarfed in comparison by a game like One Pocket.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, there's no billiard game out there that has the same amount of mental fatigue and exercise as One Pocket.
We wouldn't subject you to that at home, though, folks. It's a great game to play and rewarding. And
only 1 out of 100 pool players enjoy watching it.
It might even be less than that. I don't want to one-up you on those numbers.
Very true, very true.
I know the public wouldn't fall for it. that was a nice little experience play that Ron just did there. He drug that ball with a little inside, let it fall before the 9, and let the 9 push it straight up. Had a little inside on it, grabbed it real nice.
Well, this is a blood tester here. He just has to make it. Do you bank this ball or do you cut it?
You cut it.
I think you
You
cut
just
it.
draw it. You don't put any spin on it. You just draw it, and it'll be fine. That's what he
Good
did.
shot.
Oh, he had a little spin on it. It gathered some speed, but so he's fine.
Well, as a left-hander, it'd be no problem. But yeah, he can reach this, no problem.
Yeah.
There you go.
Ron's on fire. Take a second here.
I'm John Hendrick, pool player and owner of the Green Room in Pineville, North Carolina. My serious players demand quality, and that's why I've switched to Milliken Super Pro. This cloth plays at the perfect speed. It lasts a long time, and the spill guard protection saves my tables from stains. It saves me money, and my customers love it.
Milliken Super Pro, exclusively from Sterling Gaming.
Milliken's got me covered. How about you?
Ron has come up a little dry on that one, Freddie. But it doesn't look like it was damaging.
No, the balls are all tied up.
It's one of the ugliest racks I've seen all tournament.
What do you do here? I mean, do you shoot the 1-2 combination and hope something good happens because the floor ball is not doing anything? You have to, right?
Well,
If something good happens.
when in doubt, ask what would Efren do?
What would Efren do?
I kind of like the idea of banking the 1 back up to that rail and coming down in behind into the 5-3, zigzag down to the 3 rail, 3 ball. I don't know whether you see what it's like. That same pattern.
That's it.
I don't want the 1 ball down on this end though. That's the problem. Is
Right.
there's all the rest of the balls are down here. Make them travel instead of just a stop shot or a simple soft kick.
You got safe here anyway.
Yeah. I think he doesn't have it, but here's a for instance, kick the 1 ball soft, and something's bound to stay down here.
Right. Oh,
Look at this.
nibbled it.
And he's got the safety. How are they rolling?
I mean, it looks like he just barely licked it.
Well, things are getting much more interesting. I didn't say pretty, just interesting.
Do you rear back and fire this? The 4 into the 2.
I actually
the
go rail
corner.
first into the 1 with spin and get it to go in between the 7 and the rail. Let it bury down in there and let the cue come down towards the 3. Fairly soft.
Ugh. And then we just smash at it.
That UGG
That
you
was
heard,
UGG.
folks.
UGG is UGG beyond UGG. My team is just as awful.
Fred is multitasking right now during the finals, and he's watching his team get pummeled in the final seconds of the game. But I truly believe this is a rail first shot. Kick the 1 in behind the 7.
What if he's trying to convince himself, let's just spray and pray on this, but...
There's got to be something like that 4 ball needs to be dead or something.
That's right.
There it is,
There
Ron.
it
Good
is.
shot, buddy.
There's the shot that you picked out.
That guy's
Nice
a
job.
wizard. Seeing a shot
right
like that.
Doing all the right things. But if Ernesto...
He hits his queen. He's got a shot at making a 4. It's just a cue will pass the 1 up.
Right. he goes. And he's hit it. And the 4 ball's in.
And he didn't pass it up.
He didn't
What a
pass it up.
shot.
The 9 ball prevents the 1 ball from getting anywhere. So all he has to do is actually make this ball. But it's tough. He's close to it. It's a back cut.
It's a thin hit. He should let the cue ball go back and forth. No doubt about it.
Looks like he's cueing a lot thicker than I would. He decided to play safe. That's surprising. That's
Young
very
guys aren't
surprising.
supposed to play safe there. They're supposed to keep shooting, aren't
Fire
they?
at that ball. Had the cue ball go back and forth. That 2 ball, the 1 ball had to have stuck straight.
Well, Ron has a conundrum here. He wants to masse it, trust me, folks. He's going to tie some stuff up. There you go, Ron. You can masse down around, right on top of it. There you go.
Well, he's hit it, which isn't bad in this position. It looks like Ernesto needs to go left-handed here and just knock it in and touch the 2 out. If he tries to stretch out right-handed, I don't know if he can pick the stick up in time.
Well, I think the issue here is that he's going to have to let the 9 carry him it back, and he's probably not going to have the greatest shot on the 2. Oh, he's going to safe him right on the 9 now. I can name this tune in one note.
Yes, very nicely done. Very
Well
nicely
struck.
done.
Just like a one-pocket player. He knew that shot right away.
Well, it looks like I can only see the jacked up over the 9, 1 railer into the 2, which is hard enough without being jacked up. 1, let's see, the 6 ball
Let's take a
covers
different
that.
view here. I actually do.
1, 2.
He could try. He could try a lot of things. Going up to the top rail, shooting straight up with left-hand English, and swinging around 2 or 3 rails. Into the 2. That's a little weird.
Look at the 9. I was thinking he's just going to tie up the 9.
Little hard for me.
Yeah, that's not anywhere. He was trying to tie the 9 up to the 3, but that didn't work out.
You can see he's putting some thought into this.
I think he's putting too much thought into it. Outthink himself. Stop shot on the 2 ball. Obviously, he's got ball in hand. Is there a reason to bump into the 7 or anything like this?
Well, I think he wants to get an angle on it and not be jacked up by it.
It seemed like he put an awful lot of effort into bumping into 7, probably just to get that angle. But
And I liked the position of the 7 before that.
Yes,
I wasn't
me too.
worried about anything.
I wouldn't have been worried about the 7 either. Just punch this out, have the 5 ball in the side pocket, and float up to the somewhere so he can shoot the 6 ball in the upper left pocket. As long as he's not backwards on this 5, which he isn't. What do you like here? Do you go forward with this, or do you go to the right side of the 8 ball?
I hit this with inside now, or I go 1 and 2 back up and down to the center of the table. Kind of like inside here, though. How about you?
I'm going inside on this. Wow, or he could just... It's getting late out here.
It's getting late.
It's getting late.
And the funny thing was, I think he moved the 7 so that he had the right angle on the 5 to get on the 4. I mean the 6.
Right, right.
I really do. This is a moderately hard shot. Ron wants to, everybody's inclination is not to go by the 7.
Sure.
I think it is a shot where you go by the 7 and you chance it that you're not going to run directly into the 9.
Right. Because if you try to hold this, well, you're going to run into the 7, so he's shooting this. And
now I see why Ernesto
nowhere.
put the 7 there.
Yeah, exactly right. If the 7 wasn't there,
He would know.
Ron would have been perfect on the 7 into the left corner pocket. Instead, wow, that's brilliant.
There's only a few safeties I see, and none of them are really good. Behind the 8 ball with the 7 and put the cue down by the 9.
Well, it's
Or make the 9.
Fantastic.
That's a great shot there, Ron Park.
Shot.
Great shot.
Everything right for him on that shot.
Amazing. Well, here comes Ron's break. Ron breaks the balls pretty good. He's decided to switch up sides, and I don't blame him, and I think he wants to come down and take a look. Rack looks like it's about in the same place that it's always been. Made a ball. One's going near the hole. Is it going to get caromed? Pretty good start. The only thing I see is that this is a left-handed shot. He may get the bridge out, or he may shoot lefty. He's gonna get the bridge. Important shot like this, he's gonna make sure he's in just past the center of the table. He wants an angle to the rail so he can zigzag on this ball. If he tries to go inside on the shot and get an angle to run towards a 4, I think he's going to run into problems. That's where he needed to be, right there.
Table. He doesn't want to get jacked on the 7, so he's fine.
He's fine. The only thing I think he needs to make sure he does here is he gets on the other side of the line on the 4 here. He has to come down a little bit farther so that he doesn't play with the 9. He just goes right up towards the 5 afterwards.
And he's
Good
done
shot.
just that. The same thing, you just worry about making this ball.
He wants to make sure he doesn't get messed up with the 7 here. It's a flat ball and a decent roll.
Well, I don't know how much angle he has here, JR, but it looks like it is the 7 should not be in play, but I could be fooled by the angle here.
A couple inches below the side pocket at least.
So yeah, it's not even close to the 7 ball. And
Yeah,
I think,
well-
he's got to get past this line. He's fine.
Well, I think if he completes, he's going towards the 7, but I don't think he needed to worry. That's what I mean. He's nothing to worry about.
Two reels out. He hit this way too hard.
Yeah.
But he's stepping up to it like it's nothing, and so he must be able to cut this ball in the side pocket.
Oh, sure.
Don't hit it. Two rails around. This a break and run?
Yes, it is. Ron Park's serious about this set.
I guess so.
In case Ernesto hadn't noticed, he wants to win every game.
Ernesto got off to a slow start in the semifinals against David Uwate, but Ernesto came back strong. He's going to need a strong comeback at this point. He's down 6-1, 5 games in a race to. We raced to 11 here.
Race to 11.
Race to 11.
Extended single race. You got 13 games of 9 ball, so it's feasible for this to end in 9 ball at 11-2.
One ball in the side pocket. The 379, as you can see, didn't break out at all.
The 579.
579. 579.
But the 5 will go. It's a little touchy. It'll go.
Safety.
Is he going to hit it into there?
Oh, that would have been quite a shot if that 2 went into the 8 and then into the 579 pack. He would have to bow down to him on that shot if he saw it so quickly.
You know what I don't like about this shot is a lot of the hits on the 2 off the bottom rail lead him to break out this 579.
Right.
Majority of them do, as a matter of fact.
He's not even looking at the 1 rail. He's looking 2 rails all the way. He's hit it.
It's a great hit.
Great hit. It's not a sellout, but if Ron chooses to shoot this ball or safety,
Up into the...
they're both good for him.
I think he's going to take it up into the 579. 1 rail.
To bump that out?
Sure.
Yeah, that's right.
Smart shot.
Smart shot.
Just to remind our viewers at home, they're going to play 13 games of 9-ball first. And then they switch to the final 8 games of 8-ball. How many are needed? At this moment here, mathematically, there's no games of 8-ball needed. But you can see Ernesto he's kicking pretty good right now.
I'm sure some people have thought about this already, but when Ernesto steps up the table and starts stroking, he looks very much like Francisco Bustamante. The stick movement's the same. The stick to the left side of the ball is the same. Don't see a lot of break and runs though, like Francisco, but
right. But then again, quite a bit to ask for. Now, Ernesto is saying he's a pool player at the moment. He doesn't know what he's going to do in the future.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Does that 7-ball go, JR, or is that still tied up?
That 7-ball will go. He doesn't need to touch anything down here. If we were playing straight pool, I would pretty much say stay away from bumping anything.
Right.
He's got himself into a little bit of a pickle here.
Especially how tight that 5-ball is. The 6-ball is covering most of that 5-ball.
Well, I think he has to stay above.
Right.
He wants to stay towards the center
of
the table. I wanted to, I'd have liked to have seen him have the other angle on this ball. And if anything, if he's on this angle, a lot less of it.
I don't think that's too bad.
No.
If he can cut this ball and stay, not worry about any kind of anything else, he just cuts it and let the cue ball ride around.
Yeah, there's no scratch and there's no worry about touching the 7-9 at this point. It's a natural shot. I wouldn't hit outside English on it. I'd run it with a dead ball.
He's running into the 6-ball.
Not so bad. A little bit of high right and swing over by this right-hand side pocket here.
Keep it on the right side of the table.
Yeah. Not hit the pocket before the side, or the rail before the side pocket.
For sure.
He overcut it, and he's wondering how he just did that.
He never even looked. He was looking at the 2 rails up table all the way. It's almost like he never even looked at the ball.
8 looks like it's in the game a little bit.
Oh, I don't believe there's a shot here. Does it go past the 8-ball?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Is this where you pound it 2-ton and 5 rail it onto the bottom rail between the below the 7-9?
2, 3, sure. Why not? If it passes the 8-ball. 1, 2, 3, and to the bottom rail. Oh, it took a funny rail there on the last rail.
He had to hit a little bit shorter than that, but yeah.
Well, you have to miss the 8-ball.
Well, if you guys are wondering, I got a little earpiece in Ron's ear, and I'm telling him the shots. That's a smart shot there. Great control.
And I think it just went far enough where Ron can't just short kick this, so it looks like Ron is working his way to get his jump stick.
I like 3 rails here.
1, 2, 3. Sure, why not? Ron didn't even look at it, but this looks like, what is this? Looks like the frog.
Could be a frog.
Could be a frog.
One of Robin's.
So hitting no problem, but
Well, it's the worst thing he could have done.
right, because that's
like ball in hand.
that side of the table. Ernesto needs to really step back and think about making this ball. Nicely done.
Clean stroke.
Clean, yeah. And if there's any question about this ball going, he put it in the perfect spot where there'd be no issues. Good stroke. A low left-hand English. Cozy the ball in. One rail through the center of the table.
Nice little dig. I like that. Slowed that stroke down a hair and dug it. Perfect.
Ernesto hasn't rolled a bead over in a while.
I think he forgot where they were keeping score.
Good job. He's moving the right directions.
Sure is.
Down 2-6. See if his bigger break gives him some kind of advantage here.
Well, and that's the thing that surprises me here is I believe Ron won the leg and chose 9-ball.
Right, which usually lends itself to the big breakers game.
Young guy, but you know what? Knowing that Ernesto likes one pocket, I might want to keep him away from 8-ball.
That might be right.
One of the few times I think that strategy would backfire is if you played it here. And we saw some players in the tournament who thought, hey, this guy doesn't play APA 8-ball leagues. I'm going to go ahead and play 8-ball first. And this strategy has worked, and then it's backfired once or twice.
I'm sure it's backfired more than once or twice.
6-2, Ron Park, Ernesto breaking.
Good control there. Did he make a ball?
No.
No. He didn't rear back and fire that one in as he has been. That was more of the slow break. Slow break for him.
He didn't even break him. I think he just shot to hit center ball and not scratch.
Well, the 5-ball goes, the 6-ball goes, so they're not really tied up. Push out here to the left side. Probably hit that one a little too hard for the push out. And surely he's not going to pass this up.
Yeah, well, it's no picnic, but I can see him trying to play a couple of safes.
Right. Well, he's looking at a full ball. There's a lot of balls down table that he can play safe off of. Play a two-way shot, and he's made it. And look at this now.
Great
now
shot.
He's lined up at 2-9.
And I think he's going to play this 2-9,
Absolutely.
folks. Rail first with the 2. That's the way you should play it, and he's aiming at rail first. He's so knowledgeable. Oh, he made it straight.
Right through it.
Like it was a hanger.
I have a feeling if the pockets were a little bit tighter, JR, that he would have been shooting it rail first all the way.
Well, it's one of those ones where, I don't know, I just automatically, at some point in my life I learned that you go rail first.
Right.
There was almost, a little bit further off and I don't do it, but that one, as soon as you don't do it, that's when you catch
it. It hangs every single time if you try to cut it straight like that.
Catch him behind it every time.
3 serving 6 right now. And absolutely correct. Now that we've gone through 9 games, we're mathematically into the 8 ball. 6-2, I think, was the magic, or the two games was the magic number. He's passed it.
As soon as both opponents pass 2, you're pretty much in the 8 ball.
Well, Ernesto soft broke him last time but didn't make a ball. I wonder if he'll do the same thing. I'm not sure. I don't know why.
I'd go ahead and get it a little bit more speed, and he
He
did.
gave it a little more speed, and he made a ball. And the 4 ball leaked into his way. You see that little head shake.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about it this time.
Well, he's shooting. So he can make it with a nice shot with inside English.
He could make it.
He could make it. So even though he'd had the head shake, he still could make it. Not sure about that. You had your head shaking, you better not be able to make it.
Well, I'm a little bit wondering about him just letting that ball fall down
Right.
that far. That was a mistake there.
I think so. Never want to leave that ball up against the cushion like that.
I mean, he's got to hit it a little bit firmer. There you
He's
go.
back in line.
I think he is.
Well, he's a little bit short, but I think he's okay.
Well, what's nice about this rack so far is you really have a lot of choices. You can fall on either side of
Right.
a lot of these balls.
That's the beauty
Nothing's
of
tied
9
up.
ball. Beauty of 9 ball when the balls are wide open.
Yeah, you know you're breaking the balls well when that happens.
Let's slow roll this.
Got good touch. Certainly does.
Just gonna make sure he gets just enough past the straight in shot of the 7. He's there.
He's there.
Not much to do in this shot.
And I think he's now made it 6-4 and
Or if he makes this shot, Ernesto Bayuau with a break and run. As I said in his last match against David Uwate, he was a slow starter, and he started out slow this time. He's won the last 3 games. Break and run, you expect him to break the same way. A little bit more pace, but not a big, huge break.
well, what I like about his break right now is he's taking a cue behind a side pocket. At least on that last break. That's half the battle. You get your cue past the side pocket, and you know the lines start to turn out a little bit better.
Right.
You get on table. Well, you know he took it past the side pocket, but it went back the other side. If he'd have kept it down there, I think he would have liked his out. It might have even been a little bit easier.
So there we go, 4-6. Ernesto Bayuau breaking. He's won the last 3 games.
Okay. Now he got kicked down again. He didn't make a ball though.
Didn't make a ball, so he's not going to get punished for it.
Well, Ron's going to get punished for
He's
that.
going to get punished for it, and the push-outs here aren't too promising because no matter what happens here, he'll get a safety back, I believe. If he freezes against the cushion, let's see here. That's actually pretty good.
He may be able to just,
Bank it back.
well, I'd take the cue in behind the 4.
Yes. Bank the
That
1 ball
way.
backup table.
Yep.
Oh no, he's not
Just
going to pass the 6. What?
You made it? That ball looked like it was ready to turn in, didn't it?
Well, from our angle, it's over a third of the way through the goalposts.
I think we're going to see the tadpole come out here again.
I think so.
The question is, can he control this cue ball?
No.
No.
The answer is no.
The answer is
No.
if he did, he certainly wouldn't have been putting it there. Yeah. Yeah. So, your guess is as good as mine here.
Well, he's going to be
2 rails.
I
hit
guess
it.
it's 2 rails, and he's got to make sure. The corner pocket is huge for the cue ball at this point. I don't know if there is a 1 rail kick, like the 4 ball's in the way.
Wow.
Did I ask if there was a 1 rail kick there and said no? And obviously there was, so.
He bent it in there real nice. That was a good view of that shot, how that works.
And this is a classic 9-ball rack. There isn't a ball in the center of the table. Everything's towards the outside rails, and no ball is actually hitting a side rail.
I can't believe I actually said the word wow.
Right to the center of the table. And now it's a game of just putting it through the center of the table.
This is how you spread the balls out.
That's right.
When you want to make all the shots and get loose.
That's exactly right. This is different than 10-ball, where balls seem to always hang out in the center of the table, so you can't do this.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be interesting right here how many times he goes through the center of the table on these position shots.
I'd love it if you'd actually put the cue ball in the center of the table like 6 or 8 times.
That's right. That's right. He's aiming low. I don't understand why. But he's cutting right through the center of the table.
He's killing those balls. He doesn't want the cue ball to run. It's kind of interesting, but sometimes it is the way to shoot it.
Right. He'll need some kind of angle on the 7-ball so he can come across table for the 8.
Me personally, I like an angle to the rail.
I do also, especially in this case. He better not get straight in. He's got an angle the other way. But now he's going to have to hit it harder than he was supposed to.
Yeah, I think he has a follow shot that if he doesn't hold it up with a hair right, it'll go right towards the 8-ball with follow. So I think he's going to have to draw it down to the end rail and back up.
Yeah, you're right. And it didn't go. And that's a unforced error. And this ball goes.
Sure does. So I think we're getting ready to see 6-5 after 11 games are played, which is it doesn't get any closer than that.
Right.
But the momentum has definitely swung.
The big swing, but now he's overcut this ball.
I thought he was just going to drag it and follow it and get a little bit straight on the 8.
Yeah, me too.
Bank or cut? Safe. 1 rail it up to the nameplate and let the cue ball zigzag underneath the 9.
Oh, I hope not.
I don't know whether that
He's supposed to fire at this ball.
bank it. Look at this. Look at this shot.
Wow.
Wow. He's amazing. He's really on his game right now.
I guess he is a one-pocket player because he looked defensive first. With the stroke he has, I would never have thought that he'd be looking defense first.
He hit that ball great. I'm thinking zigzag. He killed it right away. He zigzagged the 8-ball. Take a moment while Ron's eyeing this up to thank some of our moderators and the chat. Corner Market Bob, Upstate Al. I believe Denise Berlanger was in there.
He's hit it, but he's going to
Didn't
sell out.
Farm for sale, 2 horses and a tractor.
There it is.
Pretty easy. This is what you want after any kick shot.
That's right. And again, Ernesto aiming low left-hand English and then not hitting left-hand English. 6-5, and he's breaking, so, by the odds, it's a tie game.
Also want to thank everybody that showed up in the chat this week. You're what's made this stream possible. Free stream, I might add. APA, thank them for putting on this event.
Ernesto has now won 4 games in a row after going down 6-1. And the breaks have been good, even if he hasn't made a ball.
I think he needs to go a hair lower on this break, just a hair.
He got kicked down table the last couple of
There it is.
Dead squat.
That's what he needed right there. I don't think nobody was home though.
Ball didn't go in. That's surprising. And I was here the other day on Friday. Even bad breaks, the corner ball was going in.
I wonder if in the end of the night, whether some of the players are coming back and playing on this table.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, let's take a look at this for a second while Ron's restudying. I go straight across and bounce below the side pocket, a couple inches off the rail, and get an angle.
And then he's going to have to play the 3-ball backup table, I guess. He doesn't want to get straight in because he needs to get over. He was hoeing the ball, as we say, but I didn't think there was a chance for him to hold it up.
Well, with a little bit more angle, he floats just over by the 5-8 area.
Right.
And it's no problem whatsoever. Now he had to English it over there.
English it over there, and he got there. But the 4-ball, unless he's thinking of playing the combination, I guess that wasn't wide open to begin with.
And just to remind everybody, Ron is leading 6-5. It is a race to 11.
He is eyeing up the combination.
He sure is.
This is the final of the 2011 U.S. Amateur Nationals. We are at Strokers in Palm Harbor, Florida, just north of Clearwater, Florida, in the Tampa-St. Pete area. Ron is eyeing up this combination. It's, for all intents and purposes, these balls could be in the center of the table. This is never easy.
Well, I'm looking at this, and I'm trying to think of what I'd do with the cue ball while I was playing this shot.
I'd be stunning forward and firing this one very hard.
Might be trying to move it underneath the 5-6.
And that's what he did. He fired it, but odd follow through there. Looks like from here, it looks like a fairly easy safety. And you bump the 5.
Yeah, you can just go to the rail. Yeah, I would bank it and let it drift over that way.
And you just got to guard against banking the ball in the pocket.
I don't think he's going to make the 5.
No.
By accident is what I'm saying. That's what I mean. He can really control that drift up in there.
I assume he's hooked on the 6-ball here because the crowd is clapping. But he didn't move the 5 over either, which if he did, the cue ball would probably leak out. The zigzag shot, but
Ron shot that a little fast for my taste.
well, I don't know if that was a frustration type of shot. Interesting here, Ernesto is looking at shooting the 4-ball down into the 5-6 area, maybe into the pocket, but what do you do here? Do you play another safety? Because there's nothing happening after the 4-ball goes in.
There's a shot that you could go rail first into the 5 with a ticky.
Right.
Problem is you'd have to get the cue ball down table.
There. You have to
and you can't do that from up there. And if he tries to take the cue in it, well, good luck on that.
Well, it looks like what he's going to try to do is just hit this cue ball up and down the table and maybe freeze it on the bottom rail and then play something that gets the 5 ball out and cue ball stuck on the 6.
I think he's going to break it out. Watch how fast his stroke gets going here. Good shot.
Good
Look
shot.
at this. He
Look at this.
plucked it clean.
Beautiful, beautiful. I can just imagine what Ron is thinking right now. This is the, are you kidding me?
Now, Ron is about ready to start having the pressure really fall on him now.
Well, he had 6-1 lead, and now that's dwindled away. We start again. We backed and jacked here in a second. Looks like he can go a little low left-hand English, get dead straight on the 7 ball into the side pocket.
Yep, that's what he did.
And that's stop.
It's Tom Cruise rack after this.
There you go. In the last set, Ernesto had a difficult 8-ball run out, and he finally figured it all out and solved it. Came up dead straight at the ball in the side pocket and over-ramped it and hit the back of the pocket and spit back out. And that could have spelled his doom, but he stuck with it. He didn't do it this time, so he's good. That was a great shot. 4 into the 6-5 pair, kicking that 6 ball out dead straight on the 5.
All right, we're going to take a moment to say thanks to one of our sponsors.
40 years of Q craftsmanship. A state-of-the-art production facility. Revolutionary design. When you step to the table, unleash the fury. Precision craftsmanship. A player's cue ready for action. A cue with a sweet hit. A consistent hit. See the entire line.
Back here, Ernesto has won the last 5 games to tie this ball game up. He's hitting them pretty solid. I'm very surprised that neither corner ball are really scaring the pocket.
Well, he finally made a ball down in the upper right-hand corner where he broke from. No real reward, though.
Right.
About the best he can do here is maybe a thin hit on the 1 and a safety down by the 9 itself, but that's not anybody's bargain there.
Right. I mean, he can see the full face of the 1 ball, but he really can't get around the 6 ball. He needs to hit it thin.
There's nothing really there. I mean, if he tries to bank the 1, just miss the 6 and bank it 2 rails down to the nameplate, he has that line of balls. That might be a possibility, but I don't think he wants to try that because it's too touchy. It's too easy to sell out.
This is one of the few times you might push out even though you can see the full ball.
Exactly.
And that's what he's doing. Just to get a better angle on that thin cut on the 1. But he got it too close to the...
He should be able to hit this, and he's going to hit this with a flat ball. This is going to create an angle all by itself. What he wants to do is not make this 1 ball. It's too easy to make it when you're just trying to play safe at this angle. And that was the problem. I've seen momentum swings end like that and turn this into a dogfight now where people win 1 game at a time. Both players get their momentum. With ball in hand, the only shot that I think he has to worry about here is the 3 to the 5. That's the touchy one.
That's right.
If I had ball in hand on it, I'd want to follow straight across. But if it really comes down to it, you know you have to shoot it in the side, but which angle do you get? I agree with this one.
Yeah, and I don't know if he'll just punch it back a little bit. The tricky part, as you say, going from the 3 to the 5, that's because you have to get the 6 ball after the 5. Making the 3 and the 5 is not a problem.
Well, the 7 and the 8 blocked a lot of natural position paths, and that's why he had to really choose a path that probably didn't involve any rails to get over to it. And he has to do it with control. That's the funny thing.
For a rack that looks fairly easy, the difficulty factor increases just from the fact that Ernesto has just won the last 5 games.
And the fact that he is out of line here. Some people will try and follow this ball with 3 rails around the 9 ball. And I've seen guys even hit this with plain draw and go in between the 7-8.
That would be tricky.
Yeah.
And he's jacked a little bit. Looks like both side pockets are in play here yet. And that
Ron may be coming apart at the edges here.
A little bit unglued. You know, Ernesto has to do his guard against keeping too high on the 7 ball. Anything slightly below it is gin for him.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, he can play the 7 in the corner pocket after he really wants to, but now he's just made this out much more difficult than it should have been.
Yeah, all he had to do was get above it.
That's right.
He didn't want to get below it. Or keep below it. He's allowed to follow this up and get on the other side of the 8 even, in my opinion.
That's what he's going to do, but I wouldn't want it.
I would take this shot if it was my only shot.
If it was your only shot, right.
I'm not going to say it's the one I want.
Let's see what kind of clean stroke he puts on it. Very clean. Ernesto's really finding his way here. He had a match early. He was down 6-4. Ooh. Banked it in.
Never a doubt.
He was down 6-4 earlier and looked like he was about to lose. His opponent missed on the 8. From the 8 to the 9, missed position from the 8 to the 9 in the case game, and in the end, Ernesto pulled it out. 6 in a row.
Play 10 ball instead?
Is this considered a 6-pack? You know, it's funny because some people would call it a 6-pack because he's won 6 in a row, but to me, it's just he's won 6 in a row.
He's won 6 in a row. It's not a 6-pack to me.
This is game 14. That means after the 13th game of a 9 ball, we've switched to 8 ball.
That would have been a 6-pack of near beer.
There's six runs in the box score. Well, the rules of racking 8 ball for the world standardized rules would have the bottom 2 corners, one of each suit, but as we can see here, they look like the same suit, but no one's complaining. Going with the head ball break from the center, from the box, which I think is the best way to break the full pack pyramid racks. Hit it pretty hard.
He ripped all those. He wasn't hitting a 9-ball break like that.
Pretty hard. Wide open, though, and this is could be a problem.
Well, this 3-ball is trapped by the 10. and his 6 is trapped by the 13. So he has some work ahead of him, unless he wants to play that 6-ball bank right now. And there's nothing wrong with him doing that, because there are 2 banks out there, but the first bank is makeable. The second bank is questionable whether, well, not even questionable.
It's not questionable. It doesn't go.
It doesn't go.
So you take what you make in the APA 8-ball rules that we're playing.
I call that make a ticket.
Yeah.
I'm going to run off the old basketball. He's looking for the bridge already. Now, he does have the ability to kind of finesse and get in behind his 6. He's already trying to figure out whether he wants to get over there or not, or pluck it out of there and get a shot on the 5 after this.
Yeah, it looked like he was looking directly at the 5. So it didn't look like he's looking for any kind of breakout or playing behind. It looks like he's playing 5 and 6 combination. Well, he did try to break that out. A little tap out. And he's kind of nowhere now.
Yeah, there's no ticky there. He may consider making that ball and drawing into the 8, but I don't think the line's there.
Oh, there might be the ticky there. I didn't think there was a second ago coming from one angle, but the other angle looked like there might be. Worst case is if he takes the pocket over, and the 13 will get moved to the side, and the ball did go. He tickied
Nice
it in,
ticky.
and he cleared the pocket. The 3-ball still is a problem, no matter what.
If he was left-handed, he could take care of that right now. Cut the 5, hair of inside, and run down into the 10.
But now he's put the rake back down, and now he might be thinking that's it. He's taking it twice. I mean, what do you shoot? Shooting the 2 doesn't get you anywhere. Would he actually shoot this ball left-handed? Oh, he can. Oh, he's playing safe. Interesting. Pretty good lead. It's a challenge shot. Ron has lost 6 games in a row, and I think that'll weigh heavily on this next shot. Plus the 9-11 are not exactly laying anywhere nicely for him, even if he makes whatever he shoots at, 14 or 15. There's no shot in the ball in the side pocket, is there?
Right.
Whatever that ball is, 12 ball, I guess.
12 ball. Yeah, I don't think the 12 ball's what I'd be shooting at now. I'd be actually shooting at the 15.
15.
Even so, if he makes it, there's nothing down there. And he can't risk, taking a 2-game deficit into the next game. So he might go right off the top of the 11 and down onto the bottom rail.
That's what he's looked at. That's what he's put his finger down on. Didn't hit it as hard as you'd think he would have, but on the other hand, he didn't want to lay it on the bottom rail and just give up a 4-ball. The 3-ball is still a problem, but he can't play a safety on the 3-ball because he'd leave the cue ball in the middle of the table, and every ball is open now for Ron.
If he had a little bit more of it, he could have put the cue ball back to the same place and made Ron look at that
long shot,
long 10 ball. And he has the touch that convinces me that he knows what he's doing there.
Well, he's shooting at the 2-ball, so you expect the cue ball will get to the bottom rail. This would be the standard 1-pocket shot.
Sure.
And now it looks like a 1-pocket game with all the balls moving up table.
Well, he just
tied up a ball.
He did the right move. He's tying up the game. He's saying nobody's going to run out from here unless I'm involved. One way or another, Ron's going to be forced to actually make a decent shot, then use that 14 to break out the 10 and do it in a clean way, which is darn near impossible here. Yeah, it's fairly impossible to get that 10 out without running in the cue into the 3.
What a fantastic shot here. He's covered every ball on the table except for the 3 ball, the 1 ball that doesn't go.
Unfortunately, that falls into one of those categories, like in one pocket, is if you can get a ball near your hole, don't let your opponent see it. Don't let him see his problem ball. So
he's forced to push that 3 ball out of there, the 1 problem ball. Ball's still tied up, but if he does try to take it out, does he have room to the right side of the 3 ball without scratching? If he does, because he can't go to the left side, can he? Or will he? If he goes to the left side of the 3 ball, does he hit the 10?
I think he does.
Yeah.
I mean, unless he's just running into it and tapping it. I think if he does anything with any pace, that 10 ball's almost automatically going to get hit.
It almost seems here, JR, that whatever he leaves Ron, Ernesto is pretty much saying, run out from here. You got to try to get to that 14 and break out the 10. Because it looks like Ron will get on the 13, and now it's whether or not he can get to the 14 to break out that 10. That seems to be the whole game on this game, the whole out. Yeah, it looks to me that if Ron can get on the 11 ball, then it looks like he's got the right angle to get good on the 14, but it looks like he's running a little bit too far on the 11. He won't have many more chances to get the right angle. Yeah, if the angle's bad here, he's going to have to run forward. You see what he's doing there? He's looking at the 12 ball and convincing himself that he can shoot this ball, stop it, get the right angle to 14, and play for the 11 next.
And this is the shot.
But it looks like from that angle, the 10 has every possibility to get trapped right with that cue ball.
Well, I'm going to run into the 2 and let the cue float down for the 9.
That's right.
Anybody that wants to catch up with us next week will be at Fest Eddie's in Goldsboro, North Carolina for Shannon Dalton's Great Southern Billiard Tour Championship.
Whichever you do here, you got to commit all the way. And there's the trap, what I thought would come in the 10 ball happened in the 2 ball. The cue ball trapped it, and he missed the shot. Looked like he was hitting with center ball instead of a little bit of follow. It didn't seem like it would take that much to get the 2 ball out of there. But he did miss the 14, so whatever he had in mind didn't come out exactly right. The balls still are not opening.
Nothing really that I can see here that is promising. First thing I would have to say, though, is that he's got to start to look at creating some problems for his opponent so that his opponent doesn't have first crack at everything and a free shot, so to speak.
Right.
And he more than likely has to get the ball that's the 5 ball there off the bottom rail so he can get it into the game somehow. That's a good shot.
Good shot.
If he gets it in front of the 15, it's a great shot. But you are pretty limited. He couldn't let that cue ball fly.
Well, I guess he's going to roll on the 11 ball. And if he gets a good angle on I guess it would be the 9 ball, he could again look at the breakout. Oh no, he's going for the breakout all the way here. That was a lot of shot there. That was asking an awful lot.
Well, as soon as he commits to this 14, he has to get out. And one thing that I can tell you is a 10 ball will bank.
It certainly does.
And, I've found out that when you start really playing patsy with everybody that plays the game at a decent level in 8 ball, if you're not thinking of an aggressive out at some point, when it gets funky like this, and each guy's had about 20 innings,
Right.
then you're probably going to have the other guy break down and say, I'm going to run out.
Go for it. Well, looks like he's committed to bank the 10 ball. And this is similar to an earlier game that we did. JR, do you think he's going to go to 9-15 and then have the 10 ball as his all or nothing shot on this game?
I think that's what we're going to see here. I think he's going to float up by the 5 ball here. He has his choice to go underneath or on top. And he's looking at the angle right now after he makes it. So we're going to have a bank key ball.
That's right. He'll play for a clean bank and just be playing long on the 8. Now, as soon as we say that, he's digging down.
He's going to slap it up there above the 5, I think.
No,
oh, no, he did not.
Oh, wow.
Oh, amazing shot.
Definitely a lot could have gone wrong there.
Oh.
But give him his due, give him his props.
If he was playing poker, he would have had me there. I never thought that he was playing that shot. Never in a million years did I think he was coming up with that after he looked at everything.
He looked at the 15, he looked at the bank. He didn't even look at the angle on the drawback on that shot, and yet that's what he fired. Well, I guess.
No.
Oh, it went in. It went in.
If anything, this is an entertaining rack.
That's right.
I can tell you that.
And really nothing simple here either. He's straightened this ball, and if he stops it, that's probably his best angle. But if he draws back, it looks like, unless he can cut it just a hair, he's going to be bad all the way. He had a little bit more angle, so he can go unreal.
Great shot.
Nice shot.
And Ron Park, with his shot, will tie it up.
And that's good for his psyche here, because he had lost 6 games in a row, and he's got one back. It's now 7-7.
He ground that out.
Ground that one out.
Just basic bulldog pull, and I think he's going to take a break. And we're going to take a break here with him, folks.
Of Fury cues and unleash your fury. 40 years of cue craftsmanship. A state-of-the-art production facility. Revolutionary design. When you step to the table, unleash the fury. Precision craftsmanship. A player's cue ready for action. A cue with a sweet hit. A consistent hit. See the entire line of Fury cues and unleash your fury.
I'm John Hendrick, pool player and owner of the Green Room in Pineville, North Carolina. My serious players demand quality, and that's why I've switched to Milliken Super Pro. This cloth plays at the perfect speed. It lasts a long time, and the spill guard protection saves my tables from stains. It saves me money, and my customers love it.
table after taking a quick break. He needed to get some water. He's going to the second ball break. At least he's breaking from the side, so that's what the expectation is. There it is, second ball break. And the 8 ball is going right in the side
going right in the side.
Pocket.
What a great break.
And that counts as a win in the APA rules, in the APA singles national title championship.
Pretty big game swing there. It's important out. Could have been down 8-6, and then now he's up 8-7.
That's a huge swing there. And he'll do it again.
I think he is going to give it a whirl. Ernesto is saying, please let me get back to the table. Do not break in 3 more 8 balls.
This is a race to 11, so every game, as always, every game is crucial, but it's no longer early in the match anymore. Nothing kicking the 8 that time. It barely moved.
And they say super glue sets up really fast. There's your proof. All right. What do you see here, Fred? 4 and a 13 are tied up.
4 and 13 is what I see.
I see ugliness. And what do we got down here to work it?
Well, if you can
12?
if you can shoot the 15, then you're off to the races. You get to the 12 ball and nudge those balls out. How does the 11 look?
11 is in trouble, and I would be considering getting underneath that from the 10.
Sure.
See, it's just I'm looking at the out, and I kind of like going 15 first and then going down to the 12.
Bumping that 13 out and then re-looking. The 11 might be our last ball coming from the 10.
The issue that I kind of like the 9 breaking the 13 out too. It just seems like it's a more of a natural shot, but he thinks that 11's going to go on the side.
Well, no, he bumped the 5 out. Now the 11 goes in the corner pocket.
Oh, okay.
So that's.
But what's his next shot here?
If he has
12?
a hair of an angle on the 12, and he's just bouncing on his toes, because he knows if he was just over one way or the other, he could do something here. If he's just got a hair of an angle, he'll be able to come into the 4 or off the bottom rail, or maybe he's right into it. It's close. And he did get it, and he bounced it back. He hit it. It goes into the right corner pocket now, but it doesn't. Not obvious. It's not easy. If he decides to shoot the 9 ball on the side, I think he'll be on this 13, but it's certainly not easy.
I think I'm going to shoot the 14 down in this lower left-hand corner pocket here. Kill for the 9 ball. And get ready to assess my angle on the 9 ball and see what my strategy is going into the 13 or the 4. Going rail first.
Looking at the 9 ball in the side pocket. I think he thinks if he makes this, he wins this game. He's made it. He's on the 13. Great shot. I don't hear a clap from the crowd. I think that was a tremendous shot, unless he's got hooked here.
That was a great shot. Obviously not the one I would have played. Maybe it was a better line than what I thought it was. I just thought that it was too much of a gamble to get on this 13 that way. I thought he was coming down too far. Great shot. The only issue is he going to play the 14 in the corner, in the side?
I think I know it's cheesy to say, but I'm thinking it's either. It all depends on how he lays up here because it's still going to be 11 and 10 next.
Yeah,
This
pop
was-
the score back up there for a second. I can see rolling forward. I would worry about getting jacked up over this one, and I'd want to keep an angle before the one. So I think you got to stop this ball.
Stop this ball.
Good thing he has the bottom of this ball. Good shot.
Now, how big's this 5 ball? Is it even in play? Does he have enough angle to go bounce one rail between 5 and 8?
I think he's going to come out off the rail over top of the 8 and come past it a few inches. That's just me personally. I wouldn't even think of anything else. I think cue ball is going to end up hitting about right in between the second and third diamond anyhow. So he has to roll this down there.
Yeah, because the 8 ball does go past the 6 ball.
He's cueing it correctly.
inside
And
the
he get it?
jumper.
Dang.
He got away with it. A little bump there. So, now he's on the wrong side of this. The 8 ball, I guess he can punch it in there. No. He's,
I think he can shoot the 8 in the side or the
Pocket.
corner.
well, he's made up his mind already.
Yeah,
He's drawing into it. It's a nice stroke.
that was a nice stroke.
That's one of those tight draw shots. You know, he only makes a little 2-inch bridge and tightens up his fist. Nice job.
Nice
That
shot.
was
I think that was a great out.
That was a great out, very aggressive, but I think when he played the 9 ball into the side pocket, he committed to running out all the way. Had to make a lot of tough shots. But sometimes in certain outs, you just got to go.
I think he's going to rip this 8 ball break. I mean, I was telling you, I thought he had the best break in the room. You can hear the break crunch when he breaks them.
And for the most part, he has good cue ball action off the break. You know, the pop up and down.
Well, why didn't we just play a race to 3?
Well, that was my suggestion, so here they're going to do it now. It is a race to 3 at this point. 8-8. This has been a very good finals match. And there's been enough safety play to please all the 8-ball safety fans out there. And some nice outs from all the way out from left field, like that last one. And there he ripped it.
He did rip it.
Hard break.
Some questions that some of our followers always ask is, will these videos be posted and archived? The answer is yes. We put them right out on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/InsidePoolMag. Best thing to do is go over and subscribe to that user channel. That way when you come to YouTube, they'll be right there on your homepage for you. You'll be able to see all these in full 1080p. So keep that in mind. We're broadcasting here at 720p so that everybody's browsers can support this. But yeah, they're being recorded in 1080p for later viewing.
Well, one of the problems with breaking so hard like that is that if you don't make a ball, it is wide open for the run-out players. The 9 ball would be the toughest ball out here, but it looks like he could get to it right now if he wanted to just go for it, because even if he doesn't get there, he's still got another ball to be shooting at. And same thing here, if he shoots the 13 ball and tries to get to the 9 ball, he's still got another ball to be shooting at.
And I agree. I think he's supposed to try and fall right around the side pocket height,
Right.
a little past it.
Then the other thing is the 9 may just pass between the 2-3 pair right into the 11 ball anyway, so he's even probably more wide open than I initially thought. as someone correctly pointed out, even though I think the 9 ball is the toughest ball on the table, it actually goes in 1, 2, 3 pockets, possibly 4 if you can count the 9-11 combination.
I'm just trying to think of whether or not there's a room in his pattern for the 15. I think that's the one he's having trouble finding a way to get. Everything's there except for the 15. I think he'd come right up off the 14, I guess, and use it as his key ball. And I have no problem with that. Look at this. He's going too far.
Oh, look at this. And he got on the 9.
What do we know? If he doesn't shoot the 9.
After all that. Oh, and he's going to go left-handed with the 9. Well, let's see what confidence. He's bumped into the 2 ball. He's thinking, why couldn't I have gone just a hair to the left? He can reach this. He's tall enough. I mean, to me, JR, this looks like game ball.
This is game ball. He should shoot this like it is the 8 ball.
Yeah. And because of the way the balls are kind of spread, he dogged it. He missed that one by an awful long lot. But he didn't sell out.
I don't see a whole bunch of shots out there. I mean, he can see the 5 all the way down table. That's no bargain. And I certainly don't think he likes anything there on the 1 or the 2, 3. So his only ball he can see is the 5, and I'm not even sure that it goes by the 7. He may get the frog out here. Well, that isn't him that has a frog, but that 1 ball he might consider jumping and trying to shoot.
Just for that. Jumping over, even though he has a straight-in shot. That's right. There's nothing up table that really goes.
There's nothing here. And the unfortunate thing for him is there's nothing really that's, I'm going to say, is a good safety.
Especially with that ball hanging there.
I mean, this is going to only get him so far.
It's a survival shot. Well, it's a pretty good shot.
That's his 1 pocket knowledge coming in.
You could play the big pocket here and cut this 15 ball down the rail. Miss the 1 if you wanted to go for the out.
Now, if I'm Ron, I think I'm going to go ahead and take that ball that's stuck to the side rail.
Move it off.
Move it off and try and take the cue ball back down into the corner. Not where he's at, because he's going to leave a shot. But something down on the bottom rail. 1 diamond area so that there's all kinds of cuts on the 7. Kind of in a line with the 7-5 area.
Believe it or not, he's looking at the 15 in the side pocket.
Might be a free shot.
He's long. He's left the 4 ball. The 11's so deep in there that he might be able to follow one of his balls in. So that's what I'm thinking, is that once he hits the 4 ball and comes up for the 3 ball, that he shoots one of his balls in past the 11, whether past the 11 or through the 11.
Honestly, I think I'm going to sacrifice the 1 here after this. I'd make the 4 and use the 1 to come across. I mean, you can't really count on this 3 ball rolling in after the 11. And you can roll it down there with a little bit of pace and hope it picks up high Q to follow the 11 in, but
it might go past the 11 instead of going through the 11, but he's trying to go through,
there
which
it is.
he did.
Great
He
shot.
got on a deuce.
Great shot. Impressive game Ernesto has.
He has a earpiece in his ear, and he heard me. And as he's been shooting, you do expect him to get out here. He's got to go back and forth so he can get on the 6 or the 5. Very nicely done. Now he's probably got too many choices. That's probably the toughest part about this. Stick the 5, I think. It'll slide to the right, yeah.
Yep, just make the 6 and then the 7.
7, and 1 ball is the last ball.
And he kept his key ball intact. I was ready to sacrifice it. Yeah, that was a great shot, great touch. A little harder, and it might not. You might have skidded too much on the way there. A little softer, and it might not have enough oomph, or get his cue ball above that 2 ball, 3 ball. Perfect.
Yeah, very nice. Doesn't have to do much here. And the 8 ball take the lead again, 9-8. Nicely done. Yeah, I definitely like the aggressive out there. 9-8, 2 games away. Ron Park is 3 games away.
Kind of getting exciting.
This is definitely a good match. See a lot of good 8 ball. I'm glad we got 2 8 ball because, you know, this is sponsored by the APA, and APA has been known from the 8 ball leagues.
Yeah, they're definitely. This is a. I love seeing 8 ball and 9 ball. To see them both in the same set.
Right.
That's a bonus.
And honestly, we just don't see enough 8 ball. We really don't see enough 8 ball, and it's a great game.
It really is. A lot of strategy, a lot of moves. Nice break.
Very, very hard break.
All the balls went to the other side except for the 4 and the 1 and the 8. 6 came back down.
And no balls in the break, though. And the low balls, well,
all the high balls are in one section, all the low balls are in the other.
All right. The low balls look good, but you do have some tough shots here. The 2 ball, the 7 ball. If the 7 ball wasn't if the 7 ball was clear. If the 7 ball passes the 2 into the lower left-hand corner pocket, then this.
He may draw back and get off the rail and decide to shoot the 2 ball up in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, because if he shoots the 2 and then once he clears the 5, then the 7 is just sitting there waiting for him.
Yeah.
What kind of angle does he have here in this first shot?
It looks like it's a hair of an angle, 2-3 degrees. He could draw back and keep it straight, or he could even move up table if he wanted.
Looks like he looked at what happens if he follows the ball. After all the talk about the low ball, he decided to take the high ball, which are pretty tied up.
That's like I said the last time when we were watching him run out, and then suddenly he played that great shot, and I swear this whole time he was looking at solids. And
it certainly looked.
I'm never playing poker with Ron Park. That's all I know. When was he considering stripes?
It never looked like he was thinking about stripes. He was looking at the 3 ball, what happens with the 3 ball and cue ball. He looked at the 7-2.
Well, I'm telling you why I wouldn't, because they're like this.
It's like this. Those balls are pretty much still in the same position.
He's looking for a combination to get himself out of this. Boy, I don't know. I mean, he can always do something with this 10 ball. If you see, he can go down table and then kind of zip up between the 4-8. Oh, he could kill that ball fairly well, too. Well, then just go down and get the 9 next. Come in behind these balls and shoot the 14 next after the 9. I totally disagree. If he doesn't go down and get the 9 next, I don't know what he's doing.
Don't get that 3 ball in play.
And he just did. And he missed the ball.
He missed the ball.
And this 1 ball hanging down here pretty much makes it so that, you know, Ernesto has something to start with. And the 7 could go off the 11 in the side if he wanted to.
If he wanted to. Yeah. But it's not easy. At this point, he's on the end rail. If it's the 1 ball, he's slow rolling. The 6 ball, it is quite a distance away. And probably slow rolling that also. But if he does make the 1 ball, it looks like he's off to the races. Does he get in trouble shooting the 6? He's playing safe. He doesn't want to give up the 14-9 combination.
I know that there's even a 3 ball combination here. And after that mistake, you have to, you know, figure how you're going to get back into this game. There's no scratch if he decides to cut this 11 in.
Right. Unless he misses the 11.
I'm surprised that Ernesto did not run out there.
Yeah, it didn't even look like he wanted to. It looked like he was free to shoot the 6 because he would have been around the same position anyway, below the 11 ball with no cut, and Ron facing a 4 ball combination or 3 balls with 2 of them going backwards. Yeah, he decided to cut that ball in.
I don't think he sees any ball.
He got completely hosed on the position. Looks like he can't see a single ball.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I hit that with a little bit of pace.
A little bit of pace, yeah. Try to let the cue ball work a little bit of magic.
Well, there's no future down there. Look at this. He's going to get out the old tadpole here.
Well, I guess that's it too, isn't it? And he jumped pretty quickly and missed the jump.
Hardest shot on the table. Make a ball without hitting it. So he has to consider the 5 ball here.
All right.
As his starter ball. I think once he does that, he makes quick work of this down table and comes up table and uses the 1 to clear off the 4-6. Oh, he's just going to go straight.
I don't know
towards
why.
the deuce after this.
Doesn't look like there's any reason to move a ball here, so
smart play here. Little straight for my comfort here.
I think so. Yeah, in fact, he was exactly on the wrong side. And now he's got a slight back cut in the 3. But with the right speed, again, Ron's going to be left with 4 balls to nowhere. But that being said, you figure Ernesto to make this ball. It's a tough shot, but it looks like if he just concentrates on making it, he's got 3 balls down here that want to go in the pocket.
See if he got naturally on one of them more than the other.
Yeah, both of them. The 6 and naturally on the 1, and he crossed over for the 6. And now he's saying, well, maybe I should shoot the 6.
I think the 6 is exactly. Maybe go between the 4 and the 1 and see which one you like. There you go.
There you go.
I'm just going to go right on a limb and say I like the 4 right now.
Yeah, and it's funny because he was shooting for the 1, I think, all the way, but he landed great on the 4. So he was shooting like 70% for the 1 and maybe 30% for the 4. Got on the 4 and it turned out better. He's been shooting. Might just slide up. Oh, keep going.
A little short.
Way short. I always think he'd just slide up and play for the other side pocket, but now he's given Ron a breath of just a breath.
And he has his hill.
He's on the hill. That's right, he does have the tan pants on, but this is Florida, so those rules don't take into effect. You can wear white after Labor Day in Florida.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Blackstone. Well, I think he's going to rear back and hit these ones a little softer than what he has.
Yeah, why not? I'd like to see that softer. Nope.
He says the heck with that.
Says he wants to pound. And how'd we do?
He tied everything up on one side. Oh, boy. You know, folks, if in case you were wanting to see... a nice run out there.
Break and run out pool for the last.
That isn't going to happen. Well, he can get on the 2. And when he does so, he can hit it with a flat ball, carry him off the 13, into the 14, and maybe even end up with a 5-1 combo on the side. So I like this. I like going on the 4, coming up on the 2. I'm going to go for it. Somebody beats me, they're going to have to put up with me shooting at my hole.
There you go.
What do you see here, Fred? E?
Yeah, well, he could be shooting at this stripe on the end rail there, the 12 ball, I guess, with high right-hand English and just flailing into the 13, breaking the whole universe out and getting out. But
it is Ron. It's Ron Park, and let's see.
He's done that a few times.
He'd never fool us with something like that, but he came up short, and I think he was going to do the shot we were talking about. I think he's going to go down and set up for it right now.
Same shot. Because the 2 ball at this point goes, so, if he can just nibble out the 5. But I think even with ball in hand, it'd be difficult.
Yeah, if he fired off the 1 and tried to break his out, it just really wouldn't work for me. I don't see it working, but what do I know? Now, if he draws this one off this 2, he's going right into the 10.
Yeah.
This is about to get interesting.
comes. Firing back into the 10. Well, he hit
You got the combination on the 5-1.
He hit off the 13. He got the combination of the 5-1.
Well, you knew that was going to happen, Ron. There was no other way. And that's all there was. There was no other speed in the universe that would let it go. You'd have to bust the balls in half to have it be further. Now, he's going to have this hit off that 14 ball there. Does he hit this with inside English and try and get on the other side here? Or does he hit it with outside English and hope that one of them has a pocket, the 5 or the 6?
That's right, because he needs to get on the ball, and it seems like in order to do that, it looks like he'd have to go with inside. Or does he go with outside?
The only thing about inside is he catches up with the 5 ball.
They start corralling each other over there.
Each other, and it's a mess, and you're actually not setting up for one of the balls. You're trying to beat it. Like wrestling with it to get a shot on the 6. I think I'd hit outside here. But that 5 is going to have a little bit more pace than what he thinks.
Well, here we go.
Actually, he's cutting his 5 ball so thin. I think it's the cue that's going to have the most speed out of all these balls.
And speaking of cue, make sure that the cue stick out's out of the way. Well, he hit it, and the 5 ball's not cleared because of the 8 ball, and he's hooked behind all those balls for the 6 ball.
That looks like a drill, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Or a trick shot, one of the
Shot,
two.
there it is. Or it looks like the Orion, I believe. What do you think?
It's the Orion's
The
belt
Orion,
right there.
that's right.
Well, and to take a page out of all the ladies' books that were playing earlier today that were playing these shots great. First thing they did when a problem came up, put that ball right in front of the 8.
There you go.
Take the 5 ball, put it in front of the 8, and let your man shoot. You failed. It's his turn. Because there's no shot out here.
That's right. There's no bank. And he's going to try to do that.
Yeah, he missed it.
No, didn't get there.
I mean, he did end up with a save. Don't get me wrong.
It's not a sellout.
There's nothing here except for a cut on that 13 down in the corner. But it is something.
Playing safe.
And this is why you put it in front of the 8.
Well, he can feather a ball here. With a little bit of half masse.
Oh, what a shot. That's the type of shooting that got him into the finals right there.
That was pretty strong for his position. Down against the hill, no shot, a hair of a ball to see.
So going to put him up table here again?
Sure, why
Something
not?
about that fact that there's just Orion's belt is setting out there.
The big wall.
Now you kick at the 6 and hope it doesn't break out the 5-9.
About the 9 ball goes if you happen to be on that side of the table. Nice kick.
Oh
And
my
did this ball
gosh.
go in?
It's like the worst thing that could have happened to him since the nine's tied up. He snaked it right now.
That's right. Now he's banking the 5, and can he beat this kiss? It doesn't look it.
Well,
Cue ball does not have a clear path to that corner pocket.
yeah, but he can spin it, and he's far enough away that he can hit it with a ton of inside, drag this ball, spin it down off the bottom rail, and try and either make it off this low ball that's in the lower left-hand corner or hang it in front of it.
This looks like he's trying to think of a safety here, but I just can't imagine it.
There's very little you can do except for put the 5 against the 8, but with the 9 there, you'd just be able to use the 9 as a key ball and shoot the 8 up in the corner.
Right. Oh, it looked like he was lining up to kick at it. I have to believe he's banking at this. All right, here we go.
He's digging it. Here it comes,
Digging.
folks.
2 reels around. Oh,
Well, look at this. And it went, and he's going to get a shot.
oh, he didn't beat the kiss, and it still went in. I mean, the crazy thing is that if he went ahead and called that corner pocket, it went in the corner pocket exactly where he was calling. So,
Well, folks, we've seen it all now. Ron Park needs to settle down and put this 8 in the bottom of the hole.
and maybe Ernesto is getting sick over there. Wow.
Yeah, it's getting kind of exciting.
It was a shot. I mean, he did go for the bank. We talked about can he beat the kiss. Answer is he went for the bank and he didn't beat the kiss, but it still went in the pocket he was trying for, off the 12 ball that was hanging there. Now what he needs is another 8 ball in the break to really make this match interesting. As if it wasn't interesting enough, how about this match? 10-9, Ron Park is breaking down 1, race to 11. This is the U.S. Amateur National Championship. Eight ball came out, but nothing kissed at it. And no balls in. And if Ernesto can see this 13, and if the 10 goes past the 3 ball, is there any reason why not to pick the low balls? I mean, everything looks good. I'm starting with a 13, but 7 ball is probably the only trouble ball if you're shooting the lows, and it no longer is a trouble ball.
Exactly.
He's got to commit to go all the way out here, which just doesn't seem to be a reason why he wouldn't.
Not at all. I think no matter who wins from here, we've had a pretty exciting match.
It really has been. Expect him to stop on the 9 ball here, shoot the 10 ball next. The only tricky ball now is going to be the 15. Where's that 8 ball? Right in the center of the table, which itself is going to be a tricky ball. 15 still is a tricky ball.
He may go underneath this ball, a little inside.
I would be. And
there you
so
go.
Would he. Appreciative crowd. One person clapped.
I think we're watching the final 4 balls of this tournament.
Look out. Oh, he's good. No, because this, assuming he makes the 11 ball, the play to the 8 ball for me, I like to make it as as close and as easy as possible, which would probably mean I'd miss the key ball, but I'd hate to have a longer shot than I need to.
He's saying, whoa, whoa, whoa.
He's holding the ball, and that's what he's looking to get the 8 ball in the side pocket. Or I guess you can just slide
he can
this
follow it across.
Yeah. But for some reason, I'm thinking he wants to play the 8 ball in the side pocket.
Yeah, double zigzag here. 1 and 2. And you look at this for your national title.
No heart attacks here. Ernesto Bayuau.
There's your U.S. champion.
2011 National Champion, U.S. Amateur Championship. Ernesto Bayuau.
There you go, folks. Well, folks, we're going to let the cameras run during the award ceremony. We wanted to say thank you for showing up, turning out. Freddie Agnew, thank you for your excellent commentary during the finals and some of the other matches.
It was absolutely my pleasure being here, JR.
Definitely we were all better for it. Thank you very much. I want to say thank you to the APA for producing this great event, Strokers Billiards for hosting it, Crooked Q for hosting the women on the first day. And I want to thank all of our sponsors, Milliken Super Pro Cloth, Fury Qs, QSite.com for all your billiard needs, and last but not least there, Kamui Tips for their special price on the Inside Pool Magazine subscription, and on top of it the Kamui Tip giveaway for the $20 value. If you want to take advantage of that, there's still a few left over at InsidePoolMag.com store. But folks, for behalf of myself and Inside Pool Magazine, the APA, Strokers, thanks for showing up tonight. And catch up with us at the Great Southern Billiard Tour starting on the 9th from Goldsboro, North Carolina at Fast Eddie's. Good night, folks.